ご感想は？
まずまず好みではある。
そうですか。
So our boy Calvin has finally done it. We have reached the peak. We have reached the summit. Our girl Melfina has been graced upon us. I'm extremely excited for our boy Kelvin finally summoning Melfina. I think it's very important for the storyline and everything. Like, I'm really excited to see on what happens next. Like, Melfina has always been a little bit of a anomaly to me. And the reason behind it is because she's basically the god that kind of contributes or is the one that does the summonings and the rituals, and the saint that summoned the 4 heroes is the one that directly speaks with Melfina. Like, she is the god. So when it comes to traveling and being with Kelvin in this capacity that she is with now, this definitely reminds me of a similar, Aqua Konosuba situation where Aqua decides to travel with whatever his name is from Konosuba. I had it and then I lost his name. I'm not going to worry about it. But you guys know what I'm trying to say, right? So in that anime, essentially when Aqua goes to travel and be in the world, she gets another god that comes in and replaces her job. I'm wondering if this is a similar situation, although we have seen that Melfina does have duty still in this world based on her being the deity that people still continue to worship and speak to and stuff like that, which is completely okay. I could completely sympathize, or let me not use sympathize. I could completely wrap my head around the idea of her still having job obligations in this world that she currently occupies. But outside of that, her role before was summoning and fulfilling prayers and practitioners and things like that. I'm wondering if those things kind of are off the table because she is allowed to now travel and be with Kelvin. That's one of the things that has always really stood out to me, and I've always kind of really wondered if that is the case or what's the real case behind that. And I'm hoping that one day, we get that answer, and maybe it is answered already in the source material. And if anybody who has read the source material could answer that without spoiling, if you could answer that, unless it is, a spoiler to answer that, if you can answer that in the comments, I would be genuinely curious, because I highly doubt the anime will have enough seasons to really answer that question, and I highly doubt we'll get the answer before the end of this season. It's really doubtful, because typically we don't really get those kinds of information or answers within anime a whole lot. So if you guys could enlighten me in the comments, I would appreciate it. The rest of the episode outside of summoning Melfina, I thought was really, really good. This episode did commit one of the unholy sins to me on a personal level. And I'm going to say this before I say the good. The thing that I hate the most about Black Summoner, the thing that is the malignant, outstanding thing that holds this anime down from being better on a personal scale. If I had to give this overall anime a rating, I would give it like a 7.5, like a 7.5 out of 10. Still really good anime, still really worth the watch, but the things that drag it down from being an 8 or 8.5 to me, probably like an 8. It's so slightly like a half point, is the memory loss stuff. And I know a lot of you guys have gone in defender mode in the comments saying like, oh, well, he didn't lose all his memories. He only lost a portion of it. He still realizes who he is. And, there's still, like, everybody kind of is grasping at straws. But you all have to kind of admit the whole memory situation is a really black hole on the anime, because, like, he's like, oh, he gave up his memories to be reincarnated with certain abilities into this world, or be, transported, whichever way you want to look at it. He gave up memories to be in this world. But it's like he was able to pick and choose what he couldn't remember. Even in this episode, the reason that I mentioned that is, he met the queen, who is very, rooted in Japanese culture and stuff. And he's excited about rice. He remembers tatami mats. He remembers how to be very cordial. He remembers, familial names in Japan. Basically everything around. It's like he just forgot his name and maybe some of his personal memories, but like everything else he can remember. Manga, he can remember like, oh, I watched Rurouni Kenshin for 24 seasons, blah blah blah. I watch all episodes of One Piece, but you don't remember who you were. It's just so stupid, and I hate it so much. And every time that we get brought back to a situation that has us recall his memory situation, it just diminishes the anime for me because it's so poorly written. And no amount of defending in the comments is going to pull me out of that opinion. That is my solidated opinion, and it won't be changed. I don't give a crap. It is poor and very awful writing. It is something that if you guys told me in the comments like, oh, this is the writer's first piece of work, I would understand it because that is awful writing. Now, everything else surrounding it, I think is fantastic. The character development, the fact that he's taking these heroes under his wings, Sarah as a Demon King candidate, Princess, Elfie, all these other things around him, the Patra, the different cities, everything around him, fantastic, great writing. But that is a black hole on the anime. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, the rest of it, he was training the heroes. Miyabi, I think, is best girl. I love Miyabi so much. I think she's the cutest thing since White Rice. Pun intended. I think she's awesome. I like how she was jealous of everybody's boobage. I like how she kept calling it like big gaps or so. She's called it something silly this episode. But I love Miyabi. I think she's awesome. I would love for our boy Calvin to go and just like pull her in. But I love her a lot. I love the time that he spent with the 4 heroes. I like how we got like a beach episode this episode. I like how it's like, oh, here's our water swimsuit beach episode. I was like, yes, thank you. Thank you, anime gods, for supplying us the beach bikini episode. Love that. I like how Sarah, oh my God, Sarah is, I love her. She's the best outside of Miyabi. I think Miyabi's best girl, but Sarah definitely right there next to her. And then Alpha after that. But I love Sarah's attitude. I love how she is very royal. I like how she got called out this episode for being like princess levels. I thought that was really, really, really cool too. But the heroes then departed Kelvin, and he got to see them kind of train up and be a little bit better. He provided them some amulets that'll protect them as they move forward into their adventures. Supplies them some additional mana, some additional support, and then like they have a hidden attribute to them as well. He's definitely stepped up his blacksmithing skills, and love to see that. Love to see him. He called them compatriots. Really, that's what they are. It's like they're brothers in arms, essentially. And I love to see that side of everything. But overall, episode I thought was really, really good. I like how the summoning of I love how the summoning of Melfina transition into the ED music. They nail it every single time, and I listen to the ED again this episode because I have to every single time. But overall, dope-ass episode. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Sorry for this review being late. I was on vacation, and I'm catching up on all my reviews right now. So I was going to skip it entirely, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it still. So I'm just going to do the review, even if it only gets a couple of views or it gets a couple thousand views. I'm appreciative to anybody who showed up. So leave some love in the comments. Talk to you guys next week. Peace.